It's not just betting on the price of Bitcoin anymore. There's so many other ways to invest, particularly in blockchain opportunities. Solana, Ethereum, you know, I mean, there's so many different level ones. And then, of course, level twos, the derivatives that are put on top of Ethereum and Solana and all the others. Solana, Ethereum, you know, I mean, there's so many different level ones. And
Bro, I know you guys caught that right there. He basically almost mentioned HBAR on television, but he stopped himself because this is like another XRP where people, when they hop on television, they don't want to mention the token unless it's the CEO, you know, like Brad Garlinghouse or whatever. But like, you know, news anchors and stuff, they won't say it. They won't even put they won't even put the name XRP until just recently. We've been seeing that, being corrected, and actually they're actually including XRP. Because they already know it's most retail investors are not going to get into XRP for FUD reasons that it's not on Coinbase and Binance US and stuff like that. Most people, the majority, I'm telling you, the majority, which is the United States, is really involved with buying these cryptos. So they're not going to get into those tokens that are not on the main exchanges. They're not going to go out of their way to go make a KuCoin account or or a Bitrue account. So Hedera, there's like, I think this is a very compliant token, just like XRP. I think these two have a lot in common. And I mean, obviously they're different blockchains and stuff, but the fact that they use less energy than Bitcoin, like 5 million times less, they're throwing a big number to show you like this token right here is so much better than Bitcoin, so much more superior. And this is the first time I've seen a token like this, bro, that's at these prices, that it's, not even in the top, 20 in cryptos, like that's being mentioned like this. And even if they mention tokens that are in the top 10 or top 15, it's usually the bad ones, right? It's usually stuff like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. So they're not really that good because fundamentally they're based around hype, they're based around memes. But this one actually has real use cases, has real fundamental value. Obviously, there was 5 billion tokens that were added to the supply. If you guys go on CoinMarketCap, you can see that it's all verified now. So you search up HBAR, you will see that there's 14.83 billion HBAR that are circulating, and a couple weeks ago there was only 9 point something billion. So obviously they added 5 billion. This is for development on this blockchain. This is so that the people behind the HBAR can do more with creating D apps and stuff that just brings in more utility for this asset. That's just stuff that will increase the utility and then increase the price, because it's kind of like a supply and demand thing. You need these tokens to operate with this ecosystem, and this is not even a token, it's more of a coin, because it could be used for payments. But you can tokenize assets on here on the Hedera Hashgraph network. So it's similar to what XTC is doing with tokenizing trade assets. You can do you can tokenize certain things on here. So native fungible and non-fungible assets. Non-fungible would be like NFTs on the Hedera with performance, security, stability, and low predictable fees. They mentioned low and predictable fees because Ethereum right now is not predictable, and it's very high fees when compared to other layer 1 chains like Hedera and Solana and stuff like that. But right now Ethereum is charging people $10 at the very least if you want to be able to transfer a ERC20 base token. So that could be like the USD Tether or the USD coin or anything that's built on top of the Ethereum network. If you're trying to transfer that from one wallet to another, even if it's an exchange, it doesn't matter, they're going to charge you at the very least $10. So say you wanted to buy VXV, which is the Vector Space AI token, which right now one of the best places to purchase that at is on Uniswap. So what you have to do is you have to send yourself Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet, and then connect your MetaMask to Uniswap, and you're gonna swap Ethereum for VXV on the VXV and Ethereum pair, and you're gonna pay around $30, and it can range up to $60 in as the gas fee just to complete the swap, guys. And if you wanted to sell for a profit, you're gonna be paying those fees again. So there's like paywalls all around this thing. You can't avoid it, bro. Like you can't just send ERC20 based tokens around without having paying at least like $10 or whatever as a gas fee. So this is just really what it comes down to, is just like people are going to choose the blockchains that are obviously low fees, predictable, and that also are very, very, very scalable and future proof. And one of the key features that this has is that it's obviously very sustainable for the environment. Like, you're not going to be wasting a lot of energy. So this in fact lies with their whole climate change agenda that they're going to keep going forward until 2030 and beyond. And that alone is going to make this one of the chosen ones. I feel like any company or institution that pledges to remain carbon neutral or negative, they're going to have to build on top of the Hedera Hashgraph network, because this is obviously very energy and environmentally friendly when compared to other cryptos. And there's a lot of like large companies backing this. So IBM and Google, there's others. If you go to the team, you guys can see who's behind this network. Mans Harman, he's the co-founder and CEO. And if you go down here, you can see the investors behind this is the Digital Currency Group. So the same people behind API 3, which is APIs for the Web 3.0. These guys are also backing HBAR. And you have a few others that I don't really know. They're not really known, but you got Boeing, you got Chainlink Labs, T-Mobile. You also have UCL, Standard Bank, another bank right here, looks like it's from China, LG, and Google, IBM are the major ones. So that alone should make you guys bullish that they're literally overseeing this governance council, and they're making the right moves so far, in my opinion. So Keybridge Advisors have partnered with HBAR. This is what happened in recent news, but this is a small woman-owned business that is providing government relations and technology consulting services in addition to services as a government contractor. They're experts in distributed ledger technologies. I want to mention that Jason Brett, who's the vice president, he worked as a regulator at the FDIC during the last financial crisis, so he has some experience with banking and stuff like that, with regulations and government affairs. But the owner and president, Whitney, she used to work at JP Morgan Chase, with consulting, and also she dealt with military contracting in her recent work history. She was a former U.S. Naval Intelligence officer, so obviously a veteran with experience working in financial services. So they're very well experienced in this sort of field, and they're now working with Hedera Hashgraph, so it's very bullish. So we're here on dragonglass.me, and you can see that there's 1.7 billion transactions that have taken place on the Hedera Hashgraph network since it went live. There's 465,000 total accounts, so this is getting close to 500,000. We're almost there. I remember when this was sitting literally below 300,000 accounts, and now it's getting closer and closer and closer to doubling that, which we'll probably see a doubling in the price, because when it did have around 290 something thousand accounts, the price of this token was around like 20 to 25 cents. So hopefully by the time we get to 600,000 accounts, we see around the 50 to 60 cent token. Who knows, maybe by then there will be that kind of price appreciation. But on the daily, there's 3.3 million transactions that have taken place. That's a lot. That's on par with like XRP. I heard that the XRP ledger handles around anywhere between 3 and 5 million transactions a day on average. So this is getting up there. Now, on recent news, SKUX partners with Hedera Hashgraph to bring trust, transparency, and fraud-free transactions to consumer offers and settlement. So payment-based consumer offer and settlement system to run on the Hedera network, empowering retailers and brands with first trusted and transparent offers and settlement. So this is very big. This is a strategic partnership with Hedera Hashgraph that will bring unprecedented levels of trust. Obviously, they keep mentioning transparency and access. That's what it's going to do. So Standard Bank, which is obviously part of the governing council of HBAR, they're launching an innovation lab with Amazon Web Services and SA. So this is South Africa, I imagine. This is going to be massive. This is recently, I think September 15th. I might have mentioned this, or this might be the first time I mentioned this on my channel, but still, it's very relevant. Still pretty recent, in my opinion. But one of the main use cases for the HBAR network is obviously for payments, because this coin does allow for that to happen on the network at lightning speeds and finance at a fraction of the cost. By 2023, they expect the digital transaction values that could reach 6.7 trillion globally. Public distributed ledgers that enable the issuance of stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies for payment use cases reduce costs associated with payment processors and point of sale systems. The Hedera token service offers organizations an opportunity to embrace the disruption of public distributed ledgers for payment in a secure, compliant, and performant manner. This includes improving payment settlement efficiency and creating liquidity for new and growing markets. So, an example of that would be over here in South Africa, with Standard Bank working with Hedera Hashgraph to bring innovation over there, like in that, area with digital ecosystems. Improving the digital infrastructure over there, that could be very, very beneficial to both HBAR, Amazon Web Services and Standard Bank. So this is pretty strategic that they're working on that. HBAR offers pretty much any use case that you guys can imagine, even gaming. So this is going to bring a level playing field in the gaming industry. So when it comes to like streaming and competitive playing, like this is going to be good for rankings and scoreboard high stakes environments. So here's an example of utilizing the Hedera Hashgraph network to implement NFTs into gaming. So a decentralized game that uses Hedera for non-fungible digital asset issuance allows for secure ownership and control. Assets can even be configured for sharing across multiple platforms and games. Obviously, low predictable fees enable NFT issuance for a fee less than $1 and transfer of literally 1/10 of a penny. So this is literally what it comes down to, guys. So far, there's more transactions happening and taking place every day with HBAR than there is with Algorand, XTC, and also Cardano. So if you look at Algorand, so right here, you guys can see that there's only been about 1 million transactions that have taken place in the past 24 hours for Algorand. This is by the hour. It's like 45K an hour, which is very good. So far, the TPS is at 12 seconds with their block speed at 4.5 seconds. So yeah, the transaction cost is literally 1/10 of a penny, but HBAR is cheaper than this. So and there's also 13 million accounts with Algorand. There's only 400,000 with HBAR. So it gives you an idea of how far HBAR could go, guys, in terms of adoption. It could do a 4x in price and get to those prices that like Algorand is currently at. And that could happen within the next few months. Not financial advice, but it's just my own opinion.
Years ago, when we launched the network, we created 50 billion HBARs, 50 gigabars, and it will never have a single HBAR created again. So it is a fixed supply of HBARs, and we're committed to keeping it fixed for eternity. 3 years ago,
that's why I'm not really worried that they added 5 billion to the circulating supply, and it's because there's still 50 billion that was minted originally, just like there was 100 billion that was minted with XRP. But with those two, there will never be any more tokens created, and they're gonna stick to that forever, like the founder said. And that is the reason why I'm bullish on this, because this is deflationary instead of something like Dogecoin, which in a certain amount keeps getting added every year. That's inflationary. That's like the US dollar, right? Like it's printed more and more due to quantitative easing and stuff. This is way different than that, and then once institutional adoption gets a hold of this token, it's going to dry up the supply, and then staking involved on top of that, guys, because a lot of us who are early investors and adopters are going to want to stake our tokens for passive income. We're going to see a bunch of price appreciation that take place. And this is going to take place over the course of many cycles in this cryptocurrency market, and just long term due to utility and stuff as well. Yeah, this is very big, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely leave a like, comment. If you have any suggestions for future uploads, you guys already know I'm going to get to it as soon as possible. I love you all. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.